Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Stephanie. I film about faith, lifestyle, marriage, and all the good stuff you can think of. I film from Calabar, Nigeria. If you're new here, this is me ringing a bell for you, an imaginary bell. Thank you so much for stopping by, and if you're a returning subscriber, I'm super glad you're back. Yeah, I have been away for months and months and months. I know. I didn't have any filming gadgets, so that's my excuse. And then when I got a filming gadget, which is my phone, I use my phone to film. I got so busy with my life, motherhood life, that I just couldn't incorporate filming into it. So without further ado and without too much introductions, today from the caption, from the title, you can already see that I'm going to give you guys hot gists. Hot. I'm serving you guys hot. So I'm going to be telling you guys about when I almost got in trouble with a cultist back in school because your girl was, I was this feminist standing up for myself. You can't shut me off. Oh God. Guys, see, wisdom is profitable to direct. So without further ado, let's get right into the video. See, I'm filming from work. I'm in my office right now and there's nothing much to do, so I hope you guys can hear me. There are no microphones whatsoever. On this fateful day, I was in the hostel and I had this roommate, because usually in the hostel we're supposed to be 4 in a room, but trust hostelites, as we call it, to accommodate an extra person or even two. So I was in the hostel and this girl was my roommate. And by the way, we quarreled, but we reconciled afterwards. She saw me the other day in school and we literally hugged and smiled as though nothing ever happened between us. So what happened was, usually we have visiting hours for guys, this hostel in the university. So we have visiting hours for guys, and that is from, I think, was it from 12 or from 2 up until 6 p.m. And I learned that in some cases where the guys don't leave the hostel, some ladies throw urine on them, but that's story for another day. So these guys came to the hostel and I think it was even after 5 p.m. going towards 6, so I wasn't expecting any guy in the hostel any longer. Usually I cannot use the toilet, hostel's toilet. I had this potty kind of thing for myself. Almost every lady in the hostel had one, so as to avoid So what happened was I decided to take a pee that afternoon or that evening, and then the next thing I turned and I noticed that these guys came in. I can't really remember how it happened. It's either they were already inside the room and I was peeing and he came out to look at something and then saw these guys came into the hostel and I was really upset. Like, this is already past 5 p.m. What exactly are you doing inside the hostel by this time? I wasn't expecting any guy here any longer. Why can't you call your visitor out, or whoever came to visit? Why can't you ask her to meet you outside the hostel door? And then the guy is like, I didn't even look at you. I didn't even see anything. And the girl who was my roommate was trying to defend him. Like, Stephanie, why are you acting that way? I'm sure he didn't even look. He wasn't even looking that way. I'm like, are you serious? Are you serious? Like, was I blind? Did I not see him? Did I not see where his eyes went? You guys will not believe it. This guy chanced me, as in, we didn't go fist to fist. It was more like exchange of words. And he stepped out of the hostel and I'm like, okay. And what even happened after he stepped out of the hostel? I was so upset. I was yelling at the girl who was my roommate, why can't you meet your guest outside? Now you've caused your guests to see me half naked. I was really pissed. So what happened was, everyone had, the whole thing settled in our minds. It settled. All of a sudden, it was at 6 p.m. when no guy is even expected in the hostel anymore. this guy burst into our room again with some other guys, and they're like, who said that thing? Who was talking to my guy? Show your face, come out here. I'm like, hey God, and trust your girl. I can never back out. I can never back down. And then my friend Harmony was like, Stephanie, just calm down. Stephanie, don't say anything, just let it be. And then the guy is, he's doing this gesture of he wants to take out something from the side of his trouser. You know what I mean by trying to take out something. And he's like, who said that thing? So I'm going to use pidgin here. I'll still interpret what I'm saying. She's like, now we'll talk that thing. Come outside, maybe see you, go talk him again. I'm like, and then all the while his hand is here. So my friend Harmony is really scared at this point. Like, Stephanie, you don't know what he's trying to bring out from me. I'm like, I don't care. And then we had this group of a security team, I'll put it that way, called Man O' War back in school. So their own is just to keep the hostel in check. And so I started banging on the wardrobe door. Man O' War, you guys should calm down. Now you people are seeing what's going on. Yeah, you're not saying anything. I was screaming at the top of my lungs, and I was on the last floor. It's a two-story building. My hostel was a two-story building, so I was on the last floor. So I screamed at the top of my lungs that the entire hostel from the first floor till my floor, everyone came out. They're like, what's going on with this lady? We've never even heard her voice in this hostel. She looks so calm, she looks so quiet. What really happened? And then people are explaining that this is what happened, and because of how much the crowd had become. So the guys knew that these people might mark our faces, and so all of them just left the hostel. Everyone just left, and the girl who was my roommate tried convincing them as well that please, you guys should leave. You're going to get me in trouble if the authorities learn that it was me you came to visit. I'm going to get in trouble. So I think that was one of the reasons they left. After they left, I felt so threatened, like I didn't feel safe any longer because of the whole thing that ensued. I had to go to the security post and then report what happened. At this point, my friends, those people, at this point, my friends are like, Stephanie, we cannot work with you again, no, because right now we are not even safe. So I went to the security post, which was at my school's gate, like the entrance, and I wrote a statement. And after the statement, they had to send for the girl who was my roommate to also come and put down her statements and everything. And she also had to write an undertaking that if anything should happen to me, if I should get hurt in any way, that she will be held accountable. After the whole statement thing and stuff, I think the next day, or like 3 days or 2 days later, that same week, one of my friends back then bumped into one of them. I think she was going to her apartment. She wasn't staying in the hostel, so she was going back to her apartment, and she bumped into one of them. And the guy literally slapped, that kind of slap that there's this God, that slap, they open the whole finger is on your face. That was what happened to my friend. And he was like, you this girl that is always showing off, because you're always showing off, that's why I slapped you. And my friend is like, I don't understand. I don't even know you from anywhere. We're in the same department. I've never greeted you. We've never really exchanged pleasantries. I've not had any rift with you whatsoever. We literally just see ourselves in the lecture hall, And after the whole scenario, we connected the dots and figured out that he found out she was my friend, and so they were trying to get back at me through her. And the reason they went to her was because they already have personal beef with her that she was not even aware of. And so she was really upset. I'm going to show him. Who does he think he is? Why would he slap me? I even had nothing to do with that. I wasn't even in the hostel when that whole drama ensued and stuff. Guys, it was a mess. Now, the reason I brought up with this story was because for like a whole semester, I didn't feel comfortable going for lectures. I was so afraid. Like I was literally watching my back every step of the way. I was always, usually when I was in the hostel, I would go home every weekend. I was supposed to go home every weekend, but there were some weekends I made an excuse so as not to go home, just so I can hang out with my girls and stuff. But when this thing happened, guys, I didn't even want to stay in the hostel again. I was home every weekend back to back. I'm sure back then my family members would be like, what's going on? I was home back to back. Like, I didn't even want to stay in the hostel. like a whole semester, I felt so unsafe. I felt so insecure throughout that period. And after some time, I didn't even used to sleep in my room again. That room where I had that roommate, because I felt that if these people want to hurt me or if these people want to harm me, and considering that I was on the first floor or the last floor, if they are to if they want to have access to my room, it's very easy because the balcony is so low that someone can actually jump over. So I felt if they are to have access to this room, she is going to be the access. She is going to grant them the access. So I didn't trust her at this point, and so I couldn't even sleep in the room I paid for a whole semester. Guys, I had to start sleeping in my friend's room till that semester, finished. And I resumed the next year, and I was so happy. And then when we resumed the next year, I don't want to say this on camera, but those who know me know what happened. But guys, that was the story. I literally almost got in trouble with those guys because I feel like if I hadn't said anything, I felt offended actually. You were not supposed to be in the hostel at this time. What are you doing here at this time of the day? So I felt offended and I was trying to stand up for myself. But at the same time, why I said wisdom is profitable to direct in the beginning of the video was I felt considering that I know that these people can cause harm, even though all power doesn't lie in their hands, of course. But just because I know that these people can harm people, I should have just, let go and just move on. Be angry, definitely. Be upset, definitely. But not to, be in a back and forth of words exchange with them whatsoever. But whatever happened, and we moved. I've come to the end of my story, guys. I hope you enjoyed this story. And if you want more story time like this, just let me know in the comment section. I have lots and lots of stories that I love to share. Bye, guys, and until my next video, I love you.